streaming.
my own sheet currently going, so I can walk you through it anyways.
YouTube?
Yes, it will be on YouTube. It might not come up straight away, but it's definitely streaming.
Yeah, it won't come up straight away. It does.
All right, so the first step is you're gonna pick your race.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an idea what you want to play?
Well, you would know.
The cool thing about
I personally think you go class before race.
it really depends. In 5e, you can pick pretty much anything with anything. But we already know you're going to be a cleric, so for now, let's skip the race and let's go to class. You see the tab up there and all that?
Yep.
So the choose a class drop-down menu.
Yep, gone
you said
through
you wanted
cleric.
to be kind of like a heavily armored support.
Yes.
Then yeah, that's definitely cleric, and I'll go over the subclasses with you, because clerics get their powers from the god they worship, and whatever their god's domain is their domain. So
there's proficiencies and divine domain, which is down the bottom.
Yeah, we'll do the domain first.
I can choose life domain or custom.
Well, it's a good thing life domain is there, because I think that's what you're going to want. I can give
the
you a
options
quick
are
rundown of...
Arcana, Forge, Grave, Knowledge, Life, Light, Nature, Order, Tempest, Trickery, and War.
Jesus.
There's a few, so the fact that they only have life there is what made me chuckle.
Yeah, there's a lot. The ones that get heavy armor are Life, War, and Tempest.
I was about to say, doesn't Tempest? You skip Tempest, but yeah.
So
now it says armor proficiency
is very much your,
yep.
Life is very much your classic sort of cleric. They have heavy armor. Their spells are all what's cool about the other ones is they get spells from other people's lists. Tempest gets lightning spells from a wizard list. But cleric just gives you more buffs innately in your character. So with life you get stuff like bless and cure wounds just whenever.
Right. Okay. Yep.
War is more the offense version of the cleric. You get buffs to people's attack roll.
You can still heal as a war cleric, but you're more suited to the punchy stabby than cast.
So of those options, which sounded the most appealing to you?
Life for life.
Healing and
yes.
Yeah, okay. So then for your divine domain, go ahead and click that, drop down that menu and click life.
Yep, that's done. And it came up with armor proficiencies, disciple of life, and equipment, which all already just have decided for me. There's no drop down menus.
Yes, which disciple of life is just something you being a life cleric, it makes your heals stronger.
Math checks out. Yep.
Now we'll pick your skills real quick. So whenever you roll a skill, let's say Tuck starts dying and you want to give him CPR, you'd roll a medicine check. You roll a d20 plus whatever your skill is. Skills you're trained in you'll get bonuses to your roll on them.
Okay, yep. Now I wouldn't know what religion would do, history or insight.
So history and religion are you see a statue of a person or you're in a new area and you'd be like, I would like to know more about what this is. So you'd roll a history check to see if you know the history of the area. Or you'd roll a religion check to see if you know who this statue is made to, if it was relevant. Insight is more seeing what someone else is doing. You insight check to check if someone's lying to you, type of thing.
Right, okay. So go on.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, on this list, medicine and insight are both wisdom skills, and wisdom is your best stat. So generally taking proficiency in them gives you massive numbers on those ones.
Well, medicine was obviously going to be the one that I was going to choose, and I didn't really the difference between insight and religion and history and stuff. Was one of those things where I was is that really a big issue for me being first time? So insight makes sense then.
You'll also have a background, which will add more to your skills, like where your character came from, what they did before adventuring.
Mm.
And a lot of the good cleric backgrounds give you or religion, like innately. So that's really one you
Right,
don't
yep.
need to like look too far into. So what was your second skill?
Medicine and insight.
All right.
Good options. But bear in mind that as far as medicine is, wait, hang on. What are you? You're a life cleric, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Medicine also helps you like detect if something has been poisoned, like things that someone has died from. Any check that you would need to like identify a cause of like disease or pain, whatever, like how to treat diseases would be a medicine check.
And I would imagine if we see like dead bodies scattered around an area that we're exploring, you could also probably medicine check to see how they died.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So then let's bring it back to race then, now that we know for sure what you'll be playing.
Hmm.
So on this list, we've got Dragonborn. They're a lizard people, like part dragon, part people.
Right.
Innately, they get bonuses to strength and charisma.
Oh, hang on, sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt you. Dan, can you quickly go to the cog in the top right?
The cog in the top right. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Similar to where you got the journal from,
Oh.
the collection.
Yeah.
Scroll down until you get to game settings and turn player video and avatar size to names only.
Yeah, that is. I forgot to mention that. That's
Otherwise,
so
you're going to have my fucking Eloom thing just staring at you forever.
That's lucky, because now it's not. Okay, continue.
So yeah, the classes on the list will start with Dragonborn. You can actually like click and then select it to see like what they do
Oh,
in
yeah,
detail.
yeah. It gives you details.
And you can choose like what color you want to be, because the color of Dragonborn you select gives you different breath weapons, like poison, acid, lightning, fire.
I see. Presumably, that's the case with all of these.
Yes, you can look through all of them in that fashion.
Age and alignments don't really matter, if I'm honest, because you can kind of twist them to however you want.
The only time age is really relevant is if you're playing an Aarakocra who have like a lifespan of 5 years,
Yeah.
and you're also playing a sorcerer, because they can change their like age.
They can accidentally kill themselves very easily with age magic.
But since neither of those situations apply to you,
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you've got things like dwarven resilience there, which is advantage on saving throws against poison and resistance against poison damage. That's the kind of shit that's really important.
Yeah, I was just looking at dwarf because you don't have a movement thing with heavy armor, and since I'll be playing cleric, heavy armor is the thing, right?
No, but dwarves do have a movement of 25 feet as opposed to 30, which is the default
right?
for most
So
races.
in
Ah.
5e,
They do actually have speed on their race.
armor doesn't actually lower your speed stat in this game.
Not at all.
Like if you're a wood elf, and as long as you're proficient in heavy armor, you can wear it and still keep your insane speed. But as far as, are you on the dwarf tab currently?
I'm not, but I can go to it.
Yeah, I'd recommend going to dwarf so I can show you how subrace works.
Right, yep.
When you go to dwarf, scroll all the way to the bottom.
Yep.
You see how listed there is hill dwarf?
Yes.
When you click on that, there's normally 2 types of dwarfs. They didn't import the mountain one over. But that's fine, because it shows you like the hill dwarf gets a few more proficiencies, like they get dwarven toughness, and they get a bonus to their wisdom score.
And wisdom's what I'm specking into, right?
Yeah, wisdom is your most important one.
You'll probably want wisdom at strength and con as your 3 mains. Wisdom is the priority though. as far as like in combat stats are concerned. But yeah,
So
wisdom is the big thing for clerics.
racial trait,
wisdom.
you get constitution for being a dwarf and wisdom for being a hill dwarf. Do you lose the constitution for being a regular dwarf? For being a hill dwarf,
No.
sorry?
So for all dwarves, no matter what subclass you are, get 2 constitution. The subclass only changes where that +1 goes. If you picked mountain dwarf, it would put that it would turn it to a +2 in strength.
Right, yeah.
I know it's not there on the character mancer, but that's why they have the custom option.
Okay, because then hill dwarf makes sense because it gives me con and wisdom,
Right,
right?
but it's also not the only one that gives wisdom.
Oh, there's more than...
Dan, what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to send you this.
Is it filtered for his ease of life?
It's 5e tools. I'm just going to have them filter by ability.
Okay.
And then you can scroll through and find the wisdom.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, there's a couple of races. Don't worry about it. Just hit ability, so you're filtering.
Yes.
And go through and find those that give wisdom.
So
Assuming
also,
wisdom is what you want. Or just in
human, for
the top,
example?
in the little search bar, just type in WIS and it'll give you all the options with wisdom.
Blimey, Harry. I still like the idea of the hill dwarf because you get the 2 constitution and the wisdom.
It is a good one.
I just wanted you to look over your options before you made a decision.
Lock into something, yeah.
Oh, look, I feel like... Go on.
The +2 con and wisdom you also get for being a lizard folk, for example.
I just hate scales as a general rule of thumb.
And then Fearbolg gets +1 strength and +2 wisdom.
Yeah,
Yes.
you've got a couple of options, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with the hill dwarf.
Then there's 2 forms of humans. One of them gives +1 to every stat. The other gives +1 to 2 specific stats, as well as another bonus.
Pretty amazing they give +1 to every stat, but they have no other
That's all they do. They don't get dwarven resilience or anything like that. But yeah, if you roll particularly odd dice for your stats, if you have 15, 13, 17 is your stats, those +1s as a human, tick them over to the next upgrade. Because you get stat upgrades on evens. So it's
right,
great for that. But
it can be great for that.
yeah, it entirely depends on what kind of stats you.
Right. I'm sticking with hill dwarf. I made a decision.
Hey!
So
G'day.
then go ahead and on the character mancer, hit the hill dwarf then.
We've got our hill dwarf life cleric so far.
Oh, a dwarf cleric. Who would have guessed Dan would go that?
Are you being racist? You can get fucked.
Fucking tanky support healer. Oof.
All right, now go to the abilities tab.
I think he just wants to play dwarf, so we can play Kazoki.
So I have choose and custom. There's no.
Yes, you go custom.
I thought you said cheese or custard.
I'm gonna just go ahead and send you something. All you have to do is type this into the Roll20 chat box, and this will be your stat spread.
Are you sending the little macro thing?
Yeah, I'm sending the macro.
Can we still use each other's?
For a one-shot, Cameron?
That's an awfully specific thing to...
Just copy-paste that in, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so, Cameron, what did you roll for your stats?
Mine wasn't much better. My average was lower, but I had a 17 in there.
Mine, on the other hand, was quite good.
I'm assuming I just put these in the box.
Not yet. We don't want to use those stats. They're god-awful.
Just under my 108, that's Tuck's stats.
Alright, so, Dan, These are the numbers you'll be putting into the boxes.
Because your roll was way too trash to actually use.
Yeah, was bad luck.
And then presumably hit next, then it'll be like, yeah, thank you.
League has another update.
Okay.
Except it's bugged out. Okay.
Oh, good.
My league stopped work. Okay.
So yeah, if you want my recommendations, I would advise putting the 18 into wisdom.
Right. Oh,
And
so
then
they're
I
just numbers. You can put them
put-
wherever you'd like them to be.
Correct. They're not in order. They
Yes.
are plug and play however you want.
You put 15 in Constitution.
Yeah, you could but I'd recommend putting your 16 there because being a dwarf gives you +2.
2 to
and when you
con,
get
so you-
even numbers,
Yeah.
then you get like bonuses. Like your upgrades are on even numbers.
So that 15 is actually the same as a 14.
What's Hildorf? Strength and con?
Strength and wisdom. Con 2, wisdom 1.
Mountain dwarf is strength and con.
Hmm.
What would be more important, charisma or strength?
Strength.
For your
Strength.
build strength. You need a high enough strength to actually wear heavy armor.
Minimum 15, was it? I can't find a single good.
One sec, Phoebe's just here to pick up her stuff. Hang on.
I can't find a good feat to take from Artificer.
What do you mean, like?
You variant human.
I am, and we're also level 4.
Yeah. Wait, I thought we were starting at level 3.
I thought we were starting 3 as well.
Oh, okay, 3. Still, I need a feat.
Lucky is just a generically good feat. If you can't think of
It's
anything.
also
that comes
super
to mind.
boring.
Magic Initiate is a fantastic feat.
But what would I take with Magic Initiate?
Find Familiar for the first level spell, and then
What is Find Familiar good for exactly?
Scouting. If you get an owl, giving help on its turn.
I'm guessing dexterity means jack shit to me because I'm a dwarf. Like, I should put my lowest number in dex.
Dex will still
Dexterity
be
is
relatively useful.
Because otherwise I
It
have
won't give him any
8
bonuses to armor. The
intelligence.
only thing Dex will actually do for him
Is initiative.
is
Dex saves and initiative.
Yeah.
Between Dex and Charisma, Charisma is actually your more useless one.
Yeah.
Really? So I should put, because I have an 8, obviously. I should put the 8 in charisma.
I would say yes. Yes.
Is that what you all did?
My
No.
8 is in strength.
My 8 is in con.
Oh, why?
I'm joking. Calm down. I haven't rearranged them.
I mean, well,
But I'm a druid and I plan
Con
on
is the-
shapeshifting a lot. So
Con is the most useless stat anyways. Like, no ability checks have
I
anything
know,
to do
I
with
know. Like, why do I need con? It's not actually going to come up ever.
I'm actually considering putting my 8 in wisdom because we've got 2.
Wisdom users.
Yeah.
Not a bad
Remember,
idea.
Surprise works on an individual basis, though.
Yeah, I don't mind being surprised though.
You
In
say
fact-
that until an assassin vine comes creeping in.
You'll get crit by
It's
it anyway.
fine.
It
These
doesn't matter.
2 will kill it for me.
I'm going to be a druid. I'm going to be a bear.
Turn into a bear and bite the vine. Nom, nom, nom.
I'm like, delicious. Wow.
Wait, bears don't eat vegetables. Blah.
So, have you assigned your stats
Yes.
then, Dan?
Yes.
And let's
15,
go
13,
to background
15,
for now.
13.
I know there's only one in there, but Acolyte is honestly the best cleric background anyways.
That's probably why it's in there. Oh, now we have language proficiencies. Oh my god, there are so many things to choose.
There are a lot of things to choose. So
The
you will
personality
automatically be
traits, ideal,
proficient
bond,
in.
and flaw, those don't really matter.
No.
Common and Dwarven, I assume.
I mean, these
Common
are
and
his language
dwarvish,
proficiencies.
yes.
These are what he gets for being an acolyte, though.
Yeah, I'll like it's 2 extra
One sec.
languages.
So these won't be common in Dwarvish because he knows.
Ah.
Like when he actually opens the character manager, he literally cannot select common and dwarvish, like
Ah.
because the character manager already has them filled out for being dwarf. Which is why I think it's helpful for new players.
Proficiency with the Warhammer. Oh, he's going to be an Ironbreaker.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Your speed is not reduced by wearing heavy armor. I'm sorry. Heavy armor reduces speed?
This is news to me if it does. Heavy armor.
Plate.
Only if you don't have enough strength to wield it.
But he's going strength anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's good to know, though.
You know, it's probably better
I'm
if
back,
his
sorry.
15 is in.
G'day.
Welcome
I mean,
back.
he's starting with chainmail, so as long as he just meets that.
I was just saying, it's. If I were to play the class, I'm not sure whether this would be best for him, but if I were to play the class, I'd put the 15 in con, plus the 2 equals 17, so I have 17 con, 19 wisdom, so that when I level up, I can immediately hit them both to 18, 20. Well, this way, it's 16 con, and 15 strength. Or 17 con. No, 18 con and 15 strength.
And can he then go 16 strength and then 20 whiz next level up?
That's true. My mistake. Probably better to have the con early than strength. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Anyways,
Back
did you
to.
choose your languages, Dan?
I have not. I don't understand why I'm choosing them, to be completely honest.
Just shit that you can understand, shit that you can talk to.
Does it make
Right.
that much of a difference?
Languages? Not that often, actually. Usually, if you speak common, you're fine.
In these 2 one-shots, well, not this week's, but like next week's, it definitely will if you're showing up for that.
Monday, not Monday coming, the Monday after I'm working, so I definitely won't be there for that. But
yeah, then languages won't make too much of a difference.
You
yay,
say
cool
languages make a
languages.
difference, and then we choose like Elven, and it never comes up ever. I assume.
No, Elven's a common one. You need to choose like the complex ones, like Ancient Amuan, Cholton, that kind of stuff.
Aren't those the languages? Wait, Fulton. They're not on the list though. How would we choose them?
You hit custom.
Does that work? And I just write in? Okay.
How am I meant to guess the languages though?
That are gonna pop up in the module?
Yeah.
I guess that's why this, like, some of the class features. I guess that's why under comprehend languages is a spell, you know?
I just
Fair
picked
enough.
Infernal and Celestial because they both sound very godlike.
Yeah, one is for talking to devils, the other is for angels, so.
Wow, I'm very good at what I do.
Safe
Can
pick.
That'll
you
do.
guess which one's which?
Nope.
Those infernal angels.
Ah, personality traits, right.
You don't
You don't need
really
to worry
need
about
to,
that.
like, fuck around with those. You can.
I can just
If
hit
you don't
roll
have
and
any
it's fine.
ideas, you can.
You don't even have to hit
Well-
roll. You can just leave them blank.
Yeah, you can play it like how you want to play it, you know? Like, you can fill those in later if you want.
I do want. Okay, equipment. Class equipment or starting wealth?
Class equipment.
Class equipment.
Mace or Warhammer, if proficient.
You want a Warhammer.
You are proficient in Warhammer.
Dwarves
And
get
then
Warhammer proficiency.
chainmail, if proficient, presumably, because of scale mail,
You are-
leather, or chainmail.
You wear chain.
Chainmail
You
is
want chainmail.
Light and crossbow bolts, or any simple weapon.
Crossbow.
I'd
I'd
probably go
recommend the
crossbow.
crossbow.
It's nice to have a ranged option.
A light crossbow, okay.
'Cause
Light
otherwise there'll be things
crossbow and
flying
crossbow
around.
bolts. What? Why does one have bolts and one not have bolts?
I don't know, but you get bolts, so he gets the bolts.
Because if you choose the simple weapon option, then take the crossbow, you don't start with the bolts. That's why you always. And then you have the option of the priest's pack or the explorer's pack.
Well, what's the difference? It doesn't say in the.
Right, so basically the explorer's pack, the priest pack has a bunch of like components for some of the weird ritual spells clerics get, like augury. It requires like incense to be burned, and the priest pack has incense,
Right.
like worth the value. Whereas the explorer's pack is like torches, rations, bedrolls, tents, water skin.
Right. So
Priest pack doesn't have any of that stuff. It's
you'd
just
say the explorer's
components
pack
for
is
rituals.
probably the more useful one for the first time player, right?
Yeah, it's also the priest's pack is way cheaper, so if you need that stuff, you can just buy the priest's pack. The only
And
like
then-
really expensive thing in a priest's pack is like holy water and like a silver mirror or something.
Equipment from background, stick of incense, vestments, common clothes, belt, blah 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 blah, and either a prayer book or a prayer wheel.
Oh, you get incense from your acolyte background anyway.
What's the difference between a prayer book and a prayer wheel? Does it make any difference?
One's a
No.
book and one's a wheel.
I'm gonna go a book because I like squares.
You put the wheel on a cart and it prays every time it goes around.
Life domain cantrips. Oh, here we go. Oh god, so many options again.
Spells.
Yes, so cantrips are spells you can spam whenever you want.
Right. Something like mending presumably is like a heal.
No, mending
is actually
fixes
for
broken
fixing.
item.
Oh,
No cantrips have healing on them because you could just put everyone full HP out of combat.
okay. Well, you guys have done this before. What are useful? I'm presuming Cam and Tuck, you're both watching the stream.
Stream.
Yeah, I'm streaming
Yeah,
it, so
he's
Tuck can
gonna
see what I'm
stream.
doing.
Sacred Flame is one of the best options. It's radiant damage with like ranged attack, ignores cover, so it's pretty
Handy.
handy. It's the fire falls down from the sky on a person's spell.
Oh, right. Yep, I see that. Oh, once I've selected them, it tells me about what they are. Okay.
Sacred Flame.
And it's in like the best damage type too, radiant.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Light is always a handy one.
Yeah, I was about to say light often comes in handy.
Even though you're a dwarf and
Yeah,
can
he's
see
a
in the
dwarf and
dark.
has dark vision, so Spare Dying's pretty good. Just stop someone from rolling death saves.
And guidance is really, really good out of combat.
Basically, you've given me 4 options for 3 spells. Thanks, team.
Thaumaturgy ain't bad if you're creative in how to use it.
Thaumaturgy is definitely a lot of fun, no matter what. Like,
I'd say guidance is, yeah, it's pretty good. Resistance is trash. Mending, I wouldn't bother.
I went Spare the Dying, Guidance, and Sacred Flame. We agree that that's reasonable.
yeah.
Not dragging down the team.
In fact, why would you ever use your light crossbow if you have Sacred Flame?
Because the light crossbow can deal more damage at early levels. It'll add dex.
And probably at a further range.
So bless
Who's
and
plus 1
cure
dex?
wounds I'm given as standard, correct?
Yeah. For
Yeah,
being
because you're a
thing.
life cleric rather. Life, well, that's me.
So actually what happens is clerics know all of the spells on their list. They have to choose which ones to prepare each day. So like if you know
Oh.
you're heading into a dungeon one day, you might take the daylight spell instead of taking like hold person, or if you know you'll be fighting undead, maybe like you switch it up each day, or you can. But bless and cure wounds will always be known.
Staple, inflict wounds, healing word.
You reckon?
Healing
I
word
reckon
is
those-
definitely a staple, especially in a life domain build.
I would also consider detect magic, maybe shield of faith, and guiding bolt.
We'll get to those later. For now, just select like healing word and we'll move on, because the character mancers, we start from level 1 and we'll work our way up.
So I can just leave it on healing word and then
Yeah.
the others leave on
Then hit
choose.
next.
Winner, winner, chicken breakfast.
I mean, honestly, for the others, just like choose whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll actually do the spell preps before we play.
What the hell is this page?
It says a feat represents accomplishment, grit, determination, expertise. It is the reward for hard work, and it says you haven't really done that much yet.
It's
Yeah,
feats. It
you
doesn't
don't
have any
have a
feet.
feat for now.
Oh, that's the feats page.
So then go on to bio.
None of this
This is
stuff
just
matters.
like, ow.
Wow, you don't want your dwarf to be black, do you?
Actually, Chilt has albino dwarfs.
Maybe I will be bleached white.
White.
Have
Oh,
you
no,
seen
no
the
one-
art for
No one
albino
wants.
dwarfs?
No one wants red eyes.
Yeah, there was one in one grung above.
The albino dwarf?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be
Oh. Dwarves are
kind of gross.
Well, dwarves are young till they're 50. That means I'm 51. I'm only just old. How tall are dwarves?
Pretty short.
Small.
I'm gonna
If you
just.
look on the bio tab, or sorry, the like race tab, it actually has a bunch of like information on it. Dwarves stand between 4 and 5 feet tall and average about 150 pounds.
Oh, I put 3'6", and we don't weigh things in pounds. We're in the civilized world. I put kilos, of course.
Well, Wizards of the Coast, the people who make this game, use pounds and feet, so you're gonna have to get accustomed.
I refuse to change it. I've put 70, so you can say 70 pounds. I don't even care.
You moved from being a really short dwarf to quite a tall dwarf.
5'6" is not a tall dwarf.
Aren't they 4 to 5 feet?
They're 4 to 5 feet. That
Oh,
is 5'6"
fine.
is abnormally tall.
I mean, you can be short or tall if you want. You don't have to be average.
I'll hit right in the center of all of the averages, except pounds, because we don't use pounds here.
So what, you're 70 kilos?
Yes, I'm 70 kilos, very fat.
What? How dare you?
I know, I weigh much more than 70 kilos, don't even worry about it.
Fucking call me fat.
I
Yeah, that's
have-
the one from one grung above.
Apparently I haven't chosen my alignment.
Well, look
We'll
at
go
the
ahead and
stars.
choose it.
How did I not choose an
Do you know
alignment?
how
Oh, it's here.
do you know how the alignment system works?
Oh,
It's an
right.
erase.
The different kinds of goods, neutrals, and evil.
Yeah.
Does it make much of a difference?
The grand scheme of things, not really. It's just how you decide to play your character. I imagine being like a healer, you're probably going to be looking into like the neutral good side of things.
If you choose chaotic neutral,
I
will
chose
go there
lawful
instead.
neutral, you fuck.
That's a good one.
Oh, now I
What's
have
wrong with
tool
chaotic
proficiencies. Oh,
neutral?
god. Smith's tools,
You're
brewer's
the
supplies, or
party
mason's
participant.
tools? I'm gonna go Smith's tools.
I've already got Smith tools.
Well, fine.
I'd recommend like brewers or masons, because brewers can actually make you some potions if you find the materials.
That does actually make quite a bit of
Oh,
sense.
and Kate, I never realized that that both the PHB, the DMG, and Xanathars all have different crafting rules.
Yeah, they all do.
Are we using
Isn't it great?
Xanathars, I assume, because it's the
Yeah.
latest?
Xanathars.
Because apparently
Yeah,
crafting is
rolled.
big with artificers.
If I hit apply changes, it now saves.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to put skin color better, but I just put white. Just
Same thing. They don't let artificer. Artificer isn't a choice in on the Roll20 page for me.
No, you'd have to custom it. They only have the PHB ones, and even then, they don't always have all the PHB ones.
is that done? Is there anything else I need to do?
Yes, we're gonna need to level you up to 3 now, because that's when you actually get, like, a relevant character. 1 is very rough.
Wait,
and
clerics
for
have...
most...
Oh no, my
Hmm?
bad. I thought they had D12 because he was on 12, but he's got D8 plus 4.
Yeah. Dwarf con.
That's a lot
Because I
of
think
cons.
dwarfs also get, like... I think hill dwarfs also get bonuses to their con as well.
Congrats on your personality trait. You're tolerant of other faiths.
You're fucking welcome. I literally just clicked
Yeah.
roll, as you can see.
I will someday get revenge on the corrupt temple hierarchy who branded me a heretic. Wow, Dan, that's really dramatic. I feel bad for you.
I'm also inflexible in my thinking.
I am tolerant of other faiths. I am inflexible in my thinking.
We would just...
All right then, Dan.
You can actually choose or intolerant if you want. He's tolerant or intolerant.
And
Yay,
respect
more
or
health for
kindred.
Dan.
So,
He's
I don't
level
know if that's...
Yeah, he's level 3 though, so he gets more health because of Dwarven toughness.
Right, so now
That's right.
we're going to be doing...
Level 2.
Your, yeah, level 2.
Wait, the character master doesn't automatically put in the dwarf's extra health.
Nope.
The hill dwarf's extra 1 health per level.
So you should be at 13, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't
What's his con?
Plus 4.
4, yeah. So you're at level 1. Your base HP is 13.
right.
The wizard's is 6.
That's pretty tough.
That's just for reference. So now, give me just a moment. I'm actually gonna mess around with your spell sheet for a moment and add all of the cleric spells.
Okie dokie. I'll wait here.
Poor guy. Not really.
Turn the aircon on in here because it was hot, and now it's fucking freezing in like a second.
Okay, I'm back.
That's lucky.
No, Lucky's boring. Guess I'll make my druid at the same time.
Alright, Cam, can you do me a favor?
Okay.
Can you go to the 5e tools spell list and start like reading me the cleric spells for level 1, starting from the top?
Bane.
Alright.
Bless.
He already has that one.
Ceremony.
That's actually one of the most important spells in the game. You might
No,
wanna
it's
always get
not.
Because
Next.
of Bless Order, right? Command.
Next.
Create or destroy water.
Next.
Cure wounds.
He already has that one.
Detect evil and good.
Next.
Detect magic.
Next.
Detect poison and disease.
Next.
Guiding bolt. Healing word. He's already got that one. Inflict wounds.
Next.
Protection from evil and good.
Next.
Purify food and drink.
Next.
Sanctuary.
Next.
And Shield of Faith.
That's all?
Let me, Cleric. Yep, that's all.
Alright, here we go. There you go. You can't be serious. Character name hybrid Vantage. Dan, why are you like this?
Dan.
He's dead.
No, I was getting yogurt.
I love yogurt.
It's strawberry yogurt too. It's the best kind.
Oh god, having flashbacks. Be right back.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I'm sure Cam knows, and that's what's important.
Cameron.
Alright, so all of your spells are in, which is good.
Yes.
Now to handle the level up. So, at level 2, you got the Channel Divinity ability.
Right.
So you get one of these per short rest. Whenever your group takes a rest of an hour, you get the ability back. So I'll go ahead and write.
Okay.
So, Channel Divinity is a one-time use between rest thing. You have the option to use it to turn undead. So you can make, you can cause the fear condition to all undead and make them run away from you.
Okay.
Assuming they fail a save against it, because it's a magic effect.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get the, probably the better option. The life domain gets preserve life. When you use your Channel Divinity, you can choose a teammate and they heal 5 times your level, but it can only get them up to half of their max HP.
Okay, fair enough. Strange question. Channel has 2 ends, right?
Yes.
Yes. Also, the Channel Divinity for life, you can choose multiple creatures and you divide the hit points between them. You don't have to choose one.
Oh, so it's an... Alright, okay, yep.
It's kind of an AoE heal where you divide up your...
Yeah, so
Yeah,
AoE is
okay.
not quite the right. It's multiple targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a pool of 5 times your level. So at this point, since we'll be starting at level 3, it'll be a pool of 15 HP.
A lot of HP.
You're a lot of HP.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Alright, and then your HP will also go up. So do you see the thing that says hit dice
Yes.
on your sheet? Click that button and it'll roll for how much HP you gain, and we'll just need to add 1 to it.
I mean, I can click the up and down arrow. Oh, hit dice, the text, right?
Yeah. So 10 in this case. Because your dwarf will give you an extra +1. So at level 2, you'd have 23 HP.
Geez, that jumps real quick.
One more time, because we're now leveling you up to 3. 13.
Those rolls.
So you're at 36.
Those are spicy rolls.
And I have strawberry yogurt. How else could things be going better?
And then at level 3, you don't actually get another feature. You get second level spells. So you get big boy spells.
Yay.
Hey.
But
Hey, remember that thing where you could re-roll ones on your hit dice?
no.
Not for a one shot.
Why are you always so mean to me?
Oh yeah, how many magic items do you have? Hold on.
Yeah, Cameron, how many magic items do you have?
Do you want my
What's it
amulet of
called?
health?
Yes.
What's his
Today.
name?
Yeah,
Marla's
fuck.
weapon?
Iron Fang?
Yeah, you have Iron Fangs, so I don't want to hear a peep out of you right now.
Oh, and Tuck, the amulet of health, as I've realized, is actually completely useless to me
Why?
because it sets my thing to 19, my con to
And nothing
19,
will stack onto it.
and nothing stacks onto it. And I've got the Blessing of Health, which gives me +2 con, which brings my base con up to 18 anyway.
Oh, I see.
So all it's doing is changing my con from 18 to 19.
Nice.
So I need to give it to someone who deserves it.
Alright,
Well,
so
that
can you,
rules our party out.
No, Lance. God.
That boy's gonna end up dead.
So, can you read me the level 2 spells?
I don't understand what I'm looking for when it says level 2.
Uh,
Like,
Cam, so it's not for you. I'm going to bring them into your level 2 zone.
Agree.
Alright.
I might be a Hildorf as well.
Well, I might as well go Hildor.
You don't want to be a Fearbolg Tuck?
Strength is not particularly useful, although I do enjoy their fucking hidden steps and stuff, but
They're actually surprisingly good.
yeah, I know.
I only use the strength so I could get away with the heavy armor or the medium armor.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
then
wearing
there's-
any armor though.
Are you going to be using bark skin or something for AC?
I don't know. We'll find out. I feel like I should probably wear at least light leather armor.
The fuck is a Vedalken? Vedalken.
Vidalkin. We don't talk about JGR races. They don't exist to me. So, Cam, spells, level 2. List, read. Yes?
Augury.
Yes, yes?
He's dead.
I did say Augury, yes.
What next?
Blindness, deafness.
Next.
Calm emotions.
The barbarian counter. What's next?
No, it doesn't.
I'm going to be a halfling.
Continual flame.
Ooh.
are you sure about that?
Yes.
I would
I
be
mean, the
annoying.
size restriction doesn't matter when you're shifting sizes.
Exactly.
I would be a gnome, but then I'd have to be a gnome.
What next?
Enhance ability.
Alright, what's next?
Find traps.
Next.
Gentle repose.
Next.
Hold person. That's a good one.
It's very cuddly.
Next.
Lesser restoration.
Another staple spell. Yeah, what's next?
Restoration. Locate object.
Next.
Prayer of healing.
That one's pretty good. Next.
Protection from poison.
He's already a dwarf.
But you can give that to someone else, which is its strength. Next.
Silence.
Next.
Spiritual weapon. Warding
Next.
bond.
That one, I low-key think that's one of my favorite spells. Next.
Zone of truth. Yeah, we thought about taking warding bond, but we then realized it was useless with barbarian.
They already take half damage.
Yeah, so all you're doing is increasing how much damage.
The other person's taking.
Yeah.
It's a bit counterintuitive.
It is a smidgen, yeah, if you've got barbarian. The spell itself is perfectly fine. I just accept that.
How dare you?
How dare you make a wisdom save?
Those are some shit rolls for a wisdom save too.
I guess you're just generally
Right.
bad at rolling, right?
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
So, Dan, you see how these things say spell slots? Like
Yes.
slots total and slots remaining.
I don't see slots
Tell
total
me-
and slots remaining, to be honest with you.
Are you on your spells page?
Yes.
You see the big list?
Yes.
Right above the list, there's like the 1, and then next to it there's a 4. and
Oh
then
yeah,
there's-
right. Yeah. I see what you mean. Yep.
So whenever you cast a spell, you like lower one of the spell slots. So for example, if you cast Bless on your team, you'll have 3 remaining. When you're out of
Ah.
spells for the
Until you rest, right?
you have to rest 8 hours to get your spells back.
I see.
No. This is Dan we're talking about. 11 hours minimum.
Cantrips, as you see above, they are just spammable. You can use them whenever, and I think you'll get an extra one for being level 3. Nope, they get their next one at 4. So, the red bubble ones are the ones you'll have prepared. You can only cast spells on this list that you've prepared for the day,
I see. Okay, yep.
and you can prepare spells that are equal to your wisdom modifier. So if you look here, 4 for the wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
plus your level. So you can have 7 altogether. Bless and Cure Wounds don't count to it. They're always prepared for you.
Right, so I can actually pick quite a few.
Yeah, you can actually pick 7 of these between your first and second level ones to prepare for the day.
Let me hurry.
Healing word.
You now have 6 left. Do you notice how some of them off to the side, like Ceremony has a little tag that says R, Bless has a tag that says C?
I do see that, yes.
R means it's a ritual. So if you want to cast a ritual spell, you can spend 10 minutes and it doesn't use up the slot.
Oh.
So they're more like out of combat spells. You can cast them without burning a slot, but you need to use time to do it. The C means concentration. You can only focus on one concentration spell at a time. And if you take damage, the spell might wear off. They're the ones that normally last more than a turn. Like Hold Person can lock someone down for up to a minute if you can concentrate on it. Whereas Shield of Faith will buff someone's armor for a bit while you concentrate on it. A lot of the buffs and debuffs are concentration.
Yeah, okay. 4 left, presumably, if I can count.
Can you?
No.
Yep, 4 left. I will be right back.
Enhanced ability isn't good.
Isn't?
No.
What do you suggest? I've got one left.
What have you got so far? Healing Word's good, Detect Magic's good, Inflict Wounds is good, Shield of Faith is good. Prayer of Healing is good. Protection from Poison is good, but very situational. Because obviously you need to be versing yourself with poison.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend maybe either Lesser Restoration or Hold Person.
Winner, winner.
There we go. What's Life Cleric's special thing? When you use a spell of first level or higher to restore hit points to a creature, the creature gains additional hit points to 2 plus the spell's level. Ah, okay. So you're better at healing.
Mm.
All right, I am back. So which spells did you end up going with?
Them.
Let's see, Inflict Wounds is a really good melee option. Probably one of the highest damage spells in the game. Or at least for first level, it is the highest level damage. Shield of Faith, it's a good, decent buff. Bless, solid buff, always prepped anyways. Cure Wounds, always prepped. Healing Words, stay. Protection from Poison, that's an interesting one.
That's basically exactly what Cameron said.
I said it was good, but situational.
Yeah, but I feel like he's at the point where he has the staples down, so it's good to take the situational ones. That is kind of the point of prep casting.
And I assume since we're going into a jungle, plenty of things will have poison.
A safe assumption.
Might have been the best pick of all. The rest are all rubbish. We'll find out on the next episode of
Healing
Dragon Ball
Word
Z.
will
Will never be
side.
topped. Healing Word is the best level 1 spell in the game.
So here's why Healing Word is so good. You see how I'm under the spells? Like, click the cog button by Bless, for example.
Yes.
So Bless has, you see the casting time 1 action?
Yep.
That in order to cast the spell Bless, you use up your action.
Mhm.
Actions can be attacking, casting spells, like that sort of thing. You
Yep.
can only do 1 action per turn, unless you're a fighter, but they're the exception, not the
The norm.
standard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exception that proves the rule, you could say.
Mm-hmm. Well, Healing Word is, or Cure Wounds, we'll look at that one. That one is 1 action as well, and it heals 1d8 HP plus your Wisdom modifier. And then, because you're a Life Cleric, it'll heal an additional 3 HP. So,
So pretty good.
now if we look at Healing Word, this one is a bonus action. So you can cast Healing Word and then still attack on the same turn. Or cast a cantrip on the same turn. Or run away from something. And why it's so good is if someone on your team falls unconscious, you can use Healing Word to pick them up and then still do something.
Yes. Yeah.
which is why it's like it heals 1d4 plus 4 from your wisdom plus another 3 for being a life cleric. So like go ahead and click healing word.
In the cog or
No, just the
actual
text
spell?
now.
It
Like
says
drop
cast at
down
what
the
level?
cog. You'll be casting it at first level, just for an example.
And then hit submit.
It's nice that they add on the life cleric thing.
So yeah, you would have healed like 11 HP to someone who just went unconscious. And then still be able to attack on that same turn.
Yeah, which obviously is pretty freaking handy.
Yeah, being able to both attack and heal at the same time. Pretty good. Pretty good.
And Cure Wounds is more for like if you need more healing and you don't need to attack that turn, because it has a D8 instead of a D4.
Just imagine
yes,
if
I see.
Alistair were made these days, where Pulverize also heals around him.
Mm-hmm.
And gives him a momentary movement speed increase.
And Headbutt also has a second follow-up Headbutt.
But instead you go backwards and you pull him with you.
Exactly. Basically, you become Blitzcrank's fist with a healing AoE.
It looks so dumb.
But every third auto attack,
then,
you also pulverize because.
Don't even fucking start with the third auto attack bullshit.
His ultimate's passive increases his movement speed towards champions.
Yep. Stacks with Righteous Glory. Basically, Hecarim gets outpaced by a very angry cow.
And have you read Lesser Restoration? It's basically a cleanse.
Cleanse is nice. I never could get the hang of it in Hearts.
Because it has like the weird delay.
No, just because I always forgot about it.
Oh.
You need to play more healers, man. You're unstoppable as like Uther is basically all you can provide.
You put out healing and stuns.
So yeah, that's the core of it. When we actually get to playing, you'll get the hang of like attacks and stuff. There's one more thing I'm gonna just do for you real quick. Sometimes in combat, so let's say that you and Cameron are fighting a goblin.
Mm-hmm.
If Cameron's in front of it and you're behind it, you two flank the goblin. So you see at the top how it says advantage, normal, and disadvantage?
Yes.
Let's say like you've flanked the goblin or you've tripped the goblin. Your attacks against them will be made with advantage. So click advantage.
Right.
And now use your two-handed warhammer. It's down there with your attacks and spellcasting.
Two-handed Warhammer.
Whoa.
Hammer with the
Yeah,
T,
it does
presumably.
D10 instead of.
Oh, you crit?
So yeah, when you have advantage, you roll twice and take the higher one. And on a 20, you've crit. So it'll, when you click the name in the chat box now,
Warhammer
like you
two-handed.
see where there's the 24. Yeah, right below the
The name.
24. You would have done 9 damage instead of just 5.
Winner, chicken dinner.
But let's say you've been blinded. So now anytime you make an attack, you'll have disadvantage. Go ahead and click the disadvantage button.
Do the same thing.
See how that one rolls twice, and then it takes the lower one of the two.
Right. Yep.
And then normal is where you'll be in most cases. So yeah, if the 12 still would have hit, which for a goblin it would have actually missed. Enemies, when they're hitting you, will have to roll 18 or higher because of your 18 armor class.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
shield, right?
Yep. He has a shield and a hammer.
Hang on. How do I have a
Shield.
two-handed hammer and a shield?
All right.
Well, that I was just using the two-handed for
Okay, I was going to say that math doesn't check out. How many hands do I have?
You've got 3. Every dwarf has 3 hands in this universe, don't you know?
Of course.
Their beard holds the shield.
Their beard.
Mighty beard of defense. Uh, Yeah, you won't be two-handing the Warhammer that often. You'll usually be shield Warhammer one-handed.
Or trying to like inflict wounds or what have you.
Yeah, he should probably get Warcaster.
Yeah, I'll recommend that on the level up.
For
Yes.
now, Dan, what happens is whenever you want to cast a spell with which component was it?
Somatic.
With a somatic component, basically you have to you quickly sheath your Warhammer and cast the spell with your hand, and then next turn you can just pull out your Warhammer again.
See, okay.
And then
Actually-
to see what component spells have, you click over to your spells page, click the
Yes.
cog.
The
If they or you
cog.
don't even need to click the cog. It says over in the corner VSM.
Yep.
V is verbal. You have to be able to speak to cast it. So if you're under a silence spell, you can't use them.
Yep.
S is somatic. You need an open hand. And M is material. Your shield actually has your holy symbol on it, and that covers the material component. As long as you have your shield, you can cast any M spell.
Okay. All right then. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of learning to do on Monday.
You'll get the hang of it. It's pretty easy to pick up. Basically, you roll what I tell you to roll for the time being.
Yes, sir.
You'll roll what I tell you to roll.
Like, you tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you what you need to roll for it.
Okay then.
But yeah, that's all for now. The Character Mancer really actually helps so much. All of the weapons and languages already in there, and all the items from the Explorer's Pack.
I'm not allowed to use a Character Mancer.
Why not? Oh, you can. You can click Custom.
I'd basically have to put everything in myself at that point.
Yeah. Your point.
As Artificer, with the starting equipment, technically I can start with 3 light crossbows.
More crossbows than hands.
Not if I go dwarf.
Exactly. Then your beard can hold one. Normally that hand in the beard is specifically saved for a shield, but you're an artificer.
Yeah, man. I've changed it so it's a crossbeard.
So actually, are you going to name your character Dan?
I didn't name it Dan, did I? Oh, it says on my thing.
Grombrindle.
Grombrindle. Wazrag.
I don't understand the reference.
It's a Warhammer dwarf.
There you go. He's now called Grombrindle.
Or maybe Belagar Ironhammer.
Belagar Ironhammer. Or just Kislev.
Kislev. It annoys me that they didn't bring in like even a second way of saying it. It's just the exact same way every single time. They just say Kislev.
Can you imagine going and meeting a lord and being like, hi, and he goes, Kislev.
Your name is Kislev.
Right, well, good. Anyone want to play some video games now?
I have not enough time.
Cruel.
I start work in an hour.
Cruel, cruel world.
I actually probably should have been playing